Hi everybody!
Hello.
It's the Sister Stitchers here, and this is our July-August update for all of our projects and cross-stitching, episode 7.
She's looking at me for all of those projects because it's really all Heidi's projects.
I've done a few, but
Yes.
not as many as my sister.
Yeah, that's the truth. As we're getting them out, and like, that's all you have? Okay. So when we left off, we talked about I had started Heaven and Earth challenge, the third challenge. Are we on number 3? Yes, we started the third challenge on parking. I didn't pull it out. I did get to the halfway point, and then I put it away. And then once I did that, I moved on, and I thought, oh, good, I can work on a normal rotation. So I pulled out my next whip in that normal rotation mark, and this is the first time I've worked on this project since Mania, and it's called Precious Turquoise. It looks like this now. Before it was just one little box, and now I've got those. So that was a lot of fun to work on. It's Dinky Dyes, and I love Dinky Dyes. That's a turquoise and something shark. So I worked on that one for a few days. What?
I was going to say I did one stitch in there because she loved Dinky Dye so much. She's like, you have to fill this. And so one of those stitches is mine. Just mine. But I didn't want to mess up her whole project because I'm good at that.
No, you didn't mess it up. And then on the 24th, there was Color of the Day, and it was Back in Black. And so I worked on some black on my Zelda project. And I think that's showing right. Yep. So that's the black that I got put in onto Zelda on the 24th. I don't know what I'm going to do this month because I believe this month is glitter, and there's no glitter in Zelda. So I might just have to work on a different project, which is okay. I have plenty of projects with glitter in them, so which you're about to see.
Lots of stuff today.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I need to get caught up on my Clouds Factory postcards around the world. And so I worked on Clouds Factory postcards around the world. I'm not sure if I showed you guys Giza or not. I know I showed you New Delhi because that was my first Mania finish. I also finished Giza and then Moscow in that order. And then on the 1st, I started Rio, the beginning of the Olympics. I started Rio. And I had it set up because of, I've got to find my list, Stitch Olympics, the Stitch Olympics that we were talking about with Cross Stitch It's Fun. We are participating in that, or at least I am. And
I have. I'm not as.
I'm finding my list. Go talk.
Well, we finished up the Tour de France, or Tour de Stitches, which was fun. Yay, Team Apollo. We did really well.
Yeah, you guys did.
I was really proud of our team and what we accomplished because we were like in last place and came up to like 3rd or 2nd. I can't remember. But we did very well. And then for Stitch Olympics, I am participating. I'm just not as active as Heidi.
Yes. So for Stitch Olympics, the first day was opening ceremony. So I saved Rio to start with for opening ceremony, and that's what I worked on. And then that weekend after the opening ceremonies, we actually met up with some other Flosstubers. Hello, Courtney, Sherry, Lucretia, and Tracy. Tracy's not a Flosstuber, but hello, you guys. We made some new friends. It was awesome. We had a blast hanging out with them.
We really did.
We had a blast hanging out with them.
I'm going to show you what I worked on while we were with them.
Yes.
You can't really tell, but of what it is. This is going to be a fairy. I think I've showed it to you before. I've made some progress. It doesn't look like a lot because this is 1/1. And it's kind of difficult for me, so I don't go that fast. And amazingly, I work on it, and then I counted it. It was like 200 stitches, and I was like, that's all. I mean, just a little bit was like 200. But the colors are super cute. They're variegated, and I'm enjoying it, even though it's difficult. I think the difficulty does add like a layer you know, you get the challenge and the enjoyment. So that's fun. What'd you work on?
Okay. So that was day 1 / that weekend when we went to Stitches from the Heart and hung out with some other stitchers, not even Flosstubers. There were some other stitchers in the area. If you are a stitcher in the San Antonio area, send us a message, or if you're interested in hanging out with us, send us a message. We're trying to get together about once a month or so. So just send us a message and we will point you in the right direction for that. So day 2 for Stitch Olympics was the 15-minute sprint. By this time, I had gotten one of my 2. Oh my goodness, I can speak. I got one of my 2 round robins, and so I was working on that for day 2 and 3. Day 2 was a 15-minute sprint. Day 3 was a 3-hour marathon. So I worked on this that entire time. This is called Iris in Blackwork, from a magazine, Cross Stitch Country or something like that. It was it was like early 90s. If you look up Iris in Blackstitch or in Blackwork, you will find that along with many other flowers. You'll find the design. And this had to be divided up into 8 different sections. And so I did, this top section was already done by somebody else. So I did these 2 bars, this bar and this bar is what I worked on.
And all the
blue. Yeah, all the blue that's in there. Blue purplish color. So that's what I worked on. This is completed for my section's completed, and so this is my finish for the month. That's what I'm counting as a finish at this point, because that's about as close as I'm getting to a finish. So this was a lot of fun. I love black work. It's my new thing, or it's not a new thing, but it's definitely my thing right now. I really enjoy sitting down and working on some black work. I think I did this in like 3 days or something like that. It was.
And you had to frog.
Yeah, I had to frog like twice because
you would have been done in like a day.
Yeah, I can't count. So
I did the 3. To be honest, I did participate on some of them. I'm not exactly sure which one. I think this was the 15-minute sprint, was my Heaven and Earth, and I just did this stuff down here. And I think it might be flip-flop. This might have been longer, but I did do that on my Heaven and Earth, because I think it was this, because I remember I was like, I even had to switch colors a lot, and I got a good number because everything was parked, so it really helped out to go faster.
Okay. And then so that was 15-minute sprint, 3-hour marathon, 30-minute relay. Yeah. That was all those. I did not participate in the javelin stitch, which is to stitch with your opposite hand. I think that's where
I did that one.
I didn't do that. So.
Okay, well, this is also a finish, but I used it multiple times this month for different things. But this is my finish. So I have another finish. Yes, it says tits. It's just for fun because I think it's funny. It's from my subversive book that my husband got me, but I did change the pattern tremendously. Not the pattern, just some of the details. This is the same pattern, but what I've done is change the colors completely, because why wouldn't you use colors you like? I don't know if you can see it in here in the beads. I beaded, which was my first time in these words, the letters, I mean. It's my first time beading. Heidi wasn't here, so I got to watch multiple Flosstube videos to see how to bead, and I picked one and went with it, which confused Heidi because she didn't know the method I was doing.
She taught me something too. So
yeah, so it looks, you can't see it, I'm sorry. It looks like a half, is it focusing? It looks like a half stitch holding the bead. But it's not. It's a full cross stitch. So you go, like from your bottom left corner through the bead into your top right corner, and then you come out the bottom right corner and go to the top left corner, but it's the two threads, you know, you kind of like here's the bead and it goes over the bead and you pull it tight so it splits around the bead and holds it in place. Apparently there's easier ways, but it worked really well. Like these things are on there. They're not going to go anywhere, I'm pretty sure, forever. Yeah. So that was cool. And it gave, in the middle, it gave it a nice like effect where it looks like a cross stitch there in the middle. That's just one bead, where before I added the bead, it was open. So that's cute too. I like that. Did you see that?
I did.
Yes. So that was fun. And it's a finish. And I worked on this for several days. Or not like whole days, but stitching days. Anytime I stitch for a day. So I worked on it. These threads aren't DMC. They're I had found them. You might have seen it in my our stash video. But I found them in my sewing stuff, and I was like, these have 6 strands. So I loved the color, so I started using them. Well, I looked around the internet, and it came from like a hair threading kit, which I had in high school. So it's very old. I found it. It's at Barnes & Noble for $4. It's like a book with the threads, exactly the threads I have. So, but they stitched really nice, and I just really like these colors. They kind of have like a shine to them versus, I don't know. I really liked them. This was also, I had just recently started stitching on this fabric, which is an even weave, and I did the 2/2, which is awesome. I thought it would be hard trying to count, to skip and to do the over 2 part, but it was surprisingly easy, and the fabric made up for that little bit of difficulty because it was so smooth, and I would recommend it to anybody. Yeah, yay.
A finish. Those are exciting.
I know, it was so exciting. The night I finished it, I stayed up till 2:30 a.m. just to finish. Everybody in the house was asleep. And then I wrapped it around a book and put it on the sofa so that everybody would see it on their way out to work. Because I was like, I finished it.
I did. I had work that morning. So if you haven't figured it out, we're living together right now. I had work that morning and I came down. I'm like, oh, she finished it. That was like the first thing I saw. It's right there on the couch, all wrapped up. It cracked me up.
I was so excited. And my husband texted me, I saw your tits, which was hilarious. Because he was talking about, but crazy. I was so excited. I was like, I just couldn't put it down. And that night I had done the S, but I had to frog it because it was wrong. And so I had to frog the S, do the S, and then I did all of this, and all of this. I screwed up down here. I had to frog that, and I was like, I am not stopping until it's done. So hours just for the S and these two. It was ridiculous. And like the day before I had done the T, and the day before I had done the I. So that was a lot to do for me. Anyways, it was good.
And then we had New Start Marathon,
which I didn't participate in that because I did Crazy 8, and I was like,
is it 7?
7. Yeah. I just didn't want new starts. I'm sorry, team. I hope you forgive me.
I did new starts. I have several new starts. Okay, so for my first new start, this was out of a magazine that Lindsay got me. Thank you, Lindsay.
Not us.
Yes.
Still have mine.
Just Cross Stitch Halloween. I'm doing the Halloween typography. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And then with all my changes, it's not going to look like that. I bought for stash or whatever. I bought the Dinky Dyes Autumn. So the Oops package, I bought the Autumn one. And so I had 10 Dinky Dyes to choose from. And I decided I was going to do them with those. And while we were at Stitches from the Heart, I picked up some fabric as well. So there's my start. It's the O in Halloween. I just started from the center and worked my way. I think this is Barnwood or Barn something from Picture This Plus. This is the fabric that I got on my cross stitch. So
It's
my
an even
LNS
weave.
is an even
count?
weave. I don't remember. It's either 28 or 32. I really don't remember. I think 32.
It's nice.
Yes.
It's spooky, like, too. It reminds me of Halloween.
It does.
And the colors that she got in that autumn or fall colors work perfect for that.
Yeah, they do. They do. With the exception of 2, but I'll show you that in a minute.
So you're not using them?
I'm not using them in that. No, I have a different project for that. The next one that I started was Strawberry Fair Sampler. You've seen me rave and rant about this band sampler, and so I started it. I literally, because we only had to do 50 stitches, so I got some back stitching done to help me find the center, basically. So that's what I did there, and then I moved on to the next one. The next one is Thankful by Hands On Design. So I'm gonna try to do this together with this. It just says Thankful with a little border and stuff. And it's a free design. I believe you can get that online. And then I got the T and the H in. And that's the Dinky dies. That's the rest of the Dinky dies that I'm using. So the other 2 that were too dark for that material, I'm using for Thankful on here. And then I started my Heaven and Earth, my second Heaven and Earth. There's no reason I should be working on a second Heaven and Earth, but I am.
No reason.
No reason. Just
Other
because.
than we're addicts.
Yeah, just because. Why not? So we're supposed to do rings in one of our designs, so I decided this is going to be my ring. So yeah, I got some black in because there's going to be a lot of black. Oh. There's going to be a whole lot of black in this thing. I had to buy like 10 skeins of.
It's a beautiful pattern. And
you guys have seen it before.
Yeah.
The Night Cafe is what I'm working with. That is so Night Cafe, Heaven and Earth. And then my last new start, which I've been working on since then. So it was new start and then specialty stitches, which I skipped because I needed to work on my project and I'm back to work. So being back to work has definitely limited my stitching time a lot. So specialty stitches and bobbinating, I'm not going to show you bobbinating. That's just boring. And then
but I got 4.
I
sucked. I was surprised how long that 10 minutes and you only get 4. I was like, really? Because it feels faster when you're, and then you're like 4.
How did you just 4? I think you timed wrong because I got 7.
I got 4 and I had tangling issues.
Or 6. Maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Bobbinating. We were very surprised at how long that actually takes.
We were all excited. We brought the whole bag, man. Like, there's probably like 100 in there. And we're like, let's do it. And then I had 4. I was like, oh, that's kind of wasting a lot of time.
Yeah. And then it was Go for the Gold, which is sparkly. So this was a start. And my start was just the center. This is called Nordic Yuletide #1, and it came from Just Cross Stitch, August 2014. This is my other round robin. This is the Christmas ornament round robin. So this needs to be completed and sent out by the end of the month, and I can do it. It'll get done. This is the center, and that's actually the edge of one side, so it just kind of repeats on all 4 sides. I can show you. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Can I interrupt? You know the numbers? These 2 colors are gorgeous together.
They are.
I was so surprised because this is like a gold. It's like a rose gold.
Yeah, it's Petite Treasure Braid 28 and DMC 894. So Go for the Gold Day, all I did was the metallics, which is why I have more metallic on there than I do DMC right now, which is the pink. The DMC is the pink, obviously. And then, yeah.
If anybody's looking for a combination of metallic and DMC for like a snowflake or anything glittery and girly, I'm telling you, these 2 colors together, you can't beat it. It's this rose gold kind of glitter color, and then this pink. It's not a hot pink and it's not a baby pink. It's right, I don't know, maybe like a baby hot pink. if that makes sense. They are gorgeous. I'm gonna have to get those 2 colors just to be like a snowflake. They're so pretty. And yeah.
So this doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Jennifer A. She's another Flosstuber. That's her project.
Hi Jennifer.
She'll get that in a while, in a little bit. And then tonight was beading, and we were supposed to work on it for 2 hours, but I only had an hour. Sorry, team. Yeah. So I started my beading my Mill Hill kit, my Mill Hill violin. So I was hoping to get a completed project, or at least a completed color. It would be I only got about half, maybe.
That's okay. It's good. It's okay. And I mean, even 1 hour. I mean, a stitch is a stitch, and it counts. So
true. I'm beating myself up because I didn't get, because I'm like, yes, I'm going to do all these events, and now I'm back to work. And though it was Sunday, I mean, I had fun though. Me and my family, we went out and did things, and I just didn't have time.
Her son went to Baby Olympics.
He did.
It was the cutest.
It was cute. It was super cute. We had fun.
Well, talking about Mill Hill kids, I had started mine, and I've been working really hard on it. I don't know, 15 minute sprint, 3 hour, whatever. It was in there somewhere. And here's my Mill Hill kit. I'm almost done with the stitching, and then I go to beading. This is what it will look like. It's super cute. And I really didn't like it when I first started it. It was one of my crazy 7 starts. I didn't like it. I don't like how you have to like hold it, and the holes are big, so the needle slips around. And I don't know though. The more I worked on it, it's become really easy. So I think that lesson there is like to just keep working on things that feel difficult and hard, because now that I'm over here, easy peasy. I mean, I haven't done the beads yet, so we'll see. And also one of those, I did back stitching for those Stitch Olympics I got. I know my back stitching has been a hot topic, but I'm pushing through. We're pushing through, Heidi.
I know. I've been helping her a little bit.
I got the handlebars and the basket and whatever these are called. That comes on
crossbars. I don't know.
My husband would know.
Bars of the bike.
But down in. So I got some more back stitch. I have a lot more back stitch to go on this.
You'll get it done.
But some of my French knots have come out like really bad. They're like, I don't know if you can see, but they are just falling apart. So I'm gonna have to redo those too. And that's where we're at. This is gonna be a finish soon, for sure. And if anybody has there's so many methods of FFOing something, like getting the fully finished project, and I just keep debating what to do with this now. And if you have a recommendation, post it in the comments, because that might help me. I know some people are looking for tutorials, but I feel like it's for that pillow from last time. But I just feel like it's too small. I think it's like a really small pillow. But let me know if you have an idea. That would be awesome.
I think that's all we have.
That's all. Thanks for watching us, and comment, like us.
Give us a like.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
And let us know if you want to join, if you're in San Antonio and you'd like to meet some Stitchy friends. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.